Gorilla Exhibition is a collective of photographers and visual artists who set up pop-up photography exhibitions in Dublin, which highlight the derelict and unused buildings in Dublin after the recession.
We come first in the league table for having the worst bank in the world.
There's bailouts for the developers and for the banks, but there's nothing as yet been done for the people.
And who's going to pay for all this? We've mortgaged the next generation or two. Who's going to pay for it? The working man.
The weakness of sterling and the weakness of the dollar against the euro leaves us in a very difficult position.
This country is hurtling down the road of sovereign default.
Oh, it's great. It's so exciting, because it's short space of time, to get pictures ready, and we didn't actually know where we were going until this morning, So it's a totally new adventure for us.
I thought that it was the spontaneity of it, how impromptu it was. It's got me gave me a boost to get down here and check it out.
It was very exciting and in Spanish and English. I think it's a great idea, because you never expect it. I just went to my email last night and I saw it. Oh my God! So I had to print some pictures immediately. Unfortunately, I went to print, good pictures, good prints. But I think it's a good chance to do something quick, to prepare yourself.
I didn't know what to expect, so yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. The flash mob was boom boom, there it was.
There is no restrictions in the work that's exhibited in Gorilla. It's to highlight photography, to highlight spaces. We don't have any criteria that needs to be met in order to become part of Gorilla Exhibition. So there's no criteria there.
I don't think so. I think it's very important to bring different visual arts to bring them outside the gallery context. I think it's going to be harder for sculpture or painting or printmaking to appear in history, but I think there's a very big potential in incorporating whatever city has to offer, kind of even appropriating things that we take for granted and changing their purpose. I think I think it's a challenge for people who are sculptors, painters, or printmakers. I think options are out there. I'm a little mighty, yeah, me moaning, groaning, you. Give me moaning, groaning, me, good in the morning, you.
I can see it working indoors. There's a lot of unused shops, in shopping centres, arcades around the country, so I can see how these spaces could be used to have a Gorilla exhibition, but I can't really see how it will work in a gallery context, as that changes the core foundations of what Gorilla is. It's supposed to highlight unused spaces, and also the gallery changes how images are perceived by people too, so I'm not too sure how it could work in a gallery context.
Oh, totally. It's huge potential. We are living in times where a gallery has a really very fixed meaning, and when people want to see art, they instantly associate looking at art with wide cube context. I don't think this should be happening anymore. I think having maybe disrupting the order a bit, changing the way people think about disseminating the art, the way it's being delivered to people is very important. And as I said before, I think there's a big potential on the streets, like street environment and what city has to offer in terms of art making or putting photographs on the wall. It's amazing,
I see it as being a viable exhibition space. There are a lot of unused places, and already we've seen the success of the Guerrilla exhibition over the past few months that it's only been in existence, so I can see definitely that it is a viable exhibition space.
I think it depends on the point of view, because I can come up with examples like Vulcan Tillman's, which is like very. He used to be a very controversial artist in the way he was putting pictures on the wall. He was so-called genre buster, and despite of sort of contesting contemporary notion of photography, he was also contesting the way pictures are put on the wall and they're being installed. So I think it could be successful in the gallery context, but it could be a problem, I think, in a way, because I remember Banksy, who put his picture in, I believe it was Tate Modern in England, when he literally smuggled pictures through security, and he put it beside some old painter's work, and I'm not sure how it ended up, but I believe he had some legal problems later, but he definitely got attention, in the media. I think I'll be in favor of incorporating vacant city spaces for Guerrilla exhibition rather than changing existing exhibitions, or maybe disrupting existing exhibition, which could be an interesting idea, but I think it couldn't be long lasting, I suppose. It wouldn't bring anything in long term, So, I mean, I don't think works can be framed.
I think graffiti artists as a whole will probably be interested in this idea of contemporary art on the street. They're artists as well, and they're using the streets to show their art, so there could be a way of collaboration between graffiti taggers and ourselves in the future, maybe. Street art now could include the likes of Guerrilla exhibition as well as graffiti art. People that are putting up stickers, people that are changing facades of buildings like that. I think it all kind of fits under the same umbrella.
It definitely contests consumerism aesthetics we see so often in the city centre, So I think that should be rather seen. That should be seen as something that benefits city's aesthetic landscape, rather than the vandalism. People should appreciate it, I think. There were no problems whatsoever with Garda police, as far as I can remember. So I think that should be considered as active vandalism for sure. But I think it brings difference and gets people to kind of maybe wake up a bit. There's art in vandalism, I think, in the good way, but I think when collective gets together and they try to produce something that has artistic value and that doesn't really sort of obstruct or make a problem. Nothing, I think, so far has been destroyed or.
There is no restrictions in the work that's exhibited in Gorilla. It's to highlight photography, to highlight spaces. We don't have any criteria that needs to be met in order to become part of Gorilla exhibition. So there's no criteria there.
I don't think so. I think it's very important to bring different visual arts to bring them outside the gallery context. I think it's going to be harder for sculpture or painting or printmaking to appear in this room, but I think there's a very big potential in incorporating whatever city has to offer, kind of even appropriating things that we take for granted. And changing their purpose. I think I think it's a challenge for people who are sculptors, painters, or printmakers. I think options are out there.
Okay.